Hey, everybody. Happy Monday Night Live. I am real excited because if you have not been living under a rock, then you will be very well informed to know that Plexus announced Leaders Retreat Contest a week early, which is super fun. But not only did they announce it a week early, they decided to allow us to double dip in the contest, which is never been done before. Like that's a new perk, which I'm thrilled about. So some of you are working hard to earn massive prizes in convention contests, $1,000 here, $750 there, the gala. Who wants to go to the gala? Anybody going to the gala? So what I love is that they said, hey, we don't want to divert your focus from convention contests because listen, there's so much to be said about the integrity of a human based off of how he finishes something he began. Because there's a lot of people that began the convention contest with this mission in mind, right? But then the going gets tough, things are harder, whatever. And sometimes what the reality is, we'll let ourselves right up off the hook, right? How many of you have done that with something in life, like New Year's resolution, but then like March 19th comes, that's National Quitters Day. And so the thing is how you finish something says a lot about you. It's why we're so inspired when in the Olympics, a runner has a big fall. They're all scraped up and bloody, but what do? They get up and they finish the race. They don't have a chance of winning, but they finish the race. So no matter where you find yourself right now, whether you're right on the cusp of that prize, or whether you're way further than you thought, or whether you're somewhere in the middle, know that there's going to be people in the company and on our team who are in all three areas. But what matters is how you finish the race. You will always end further than you think. You're going to end further than you are on the 30th of the month. So finish the race. If for no other reason than to prove to yourself you've got what it takes to finish something with the same intention and intensity that you started with, because this is the week where you set yourself up for Leaders Retreat contest to be different than any other contest that you've ever had. Maybe you did quit on yourself for convention contest. This is your week to say, no, nope, I'm doing something different. And you get to set yourself up for this contest that's coming, while also proving to yourself, I've got what it takes to do hard things. I've got what it takes to see something through. So I, for one, am thrilled with Leaders Retreat Contest. I'll tell you why I'm thrilled with it. And then we're going to actually get into what we're going to talk about tonight. But I've never before seen a contest structured so that I could reach out to someone who's not even on my team and say, girl, let me help you earn a cruise. I know you haven't been open to a business yet, but are you open to a cruise? And would y'all know it has worked? I was talking to some of the leaders today. We met up and I showed them, I'm like, yeah, look, this is what I'm saying to them. I'm saying, come earn a cruise with me. I can show you how to earn a cruise. I can show them because I got it all mapped out, and we're going to share that strategy with you next week. So, but this is a contest where you can use it to go and say, hey, listen, you might not have wanted to build a business with me yet, but would you want to earn a cruise with me? Here, I can show you how to do it. Not only will you have earned thousands of dollars, but we could be on the boat together. And the angle that I actually took with one of these girls was our husbands are good buddies in our church group. And so I'm like, what if the four of us were on a boat together? And so anyways, that's where we are. So I'm pumped about it. You should be pumped about it. This is the exact activity that's going to take you to the next rank. No matter where you are, if you will operate in this contest the way that it's designed. Well, Christina, it's going to stretch me. Yup. It should feel like birthing a cruise ship. That's how these sales incentive trips are supposed to be designed, right? So if you'll work this contest, well, Christina, I'm not used to having to recruit 3 people a month or 6 people a month. Listen, do you want to be the next rank or beyond? Some of you are going to rank up multiple times in this contest. Some of you are going to go from gold to senior gold to ruby to senior ruby in 4.5 months. And you're going to be like, oh, I didn't know that was possible. It is. It is. So anyways, we're not talking about Leader Retreat tonight, but I can't help it because I'm so excited. I know what's going to happen for people in their business if you will just choose to lean into the hard things. And some of you are going to have to learn to embrace the very topic of the team call tonight. So you guys know the new flow of the call is the first Monday of the month, strategy. Second Monday, best tips on how to recruit, how to add people to your team. Next Monday's best tips on keeping them, which aren't you glad we told you guys, focus on retention this month. Focus on retention, because remember, anyone who joined in March or April, when they order in May, you get Leaders Retreat credits for that. Maybe they didn't order this month, but they order next month, you get credits for it. As long as they join in March or April and they order in May, you get credits. So retention, very important. Now, this week, we're going to talk about the area of duplication. What does it mean to help people share Plexus with others? And the specific area of duplication that we're going to talk about tonight is events. Now, events can look at a lot of different ways, and you're going to hear several examples, but events, historically, people think, okay, I need to do an event so that I can recruit a new product user. Okay, valid, right? I've had a sip and see, and I've recruited a new product user before, but sometimes events can be useful for creating duplication on your team for a lot of reasons. Building team culture, casting vision, building someone's belief, putting someone in a room with other people who are doing the same things they're doing, all of a sudden makes it feel much less weird. Nobody felt weird at their meetings at Momentum Meetup this weekend, right? It's kind of like feels awkward and weird to be carrying your Bible through a high school until you go sit down at the table with your friends who also all have their Bibles. Like, oh, okay, here we go. So events, what does it look like to use an event to taproot? Sometimes you meet a level 2 at an event and you're like, oh, she got what it takes. And intuitively, you'll know I need to invest here. She has got the want to, and I need to invest here. You might not have known that if your only contact with her was through Messenger. Or maybe you get on a Zoom, like what I'm doing tomorrow night with a vision casting, and you realize, oh, she's got that want to factor. Something's there. I need to invest there. So we're going to be talking about events tonight, how they aid in duplication, because duplication, we sometimes complicate in our brain, but duplication is literally just helping someone do what we've already done. If you've already successfully shared Plexus with someone, you have what it takes to help them share Plexus with someone. That's duplication. Okay, so we're going to hear from 2 people tonight who are using events, both in-person and virtual ones, different options for both. And we're going to hear for how that's helping create this culture of duplication on their team and how it's going to help them earn this cruise. And what I love about this cruise, one more thing, I'm done talking about it. What I love about this cruise is some contests, it's like the new shiny thing, let me earn this, and it causes me to divert my focus. This contest, if we earn this, our focus is going to be rowing in the same direction of what it's going to take to create a stable, profitable business. Width is wealth, right? You got to grow wide. You got to grow wide if you want to eventually grow deep. Okay. All right. Promise that's the last thing I'm going to say. All right. First, we're going to hear from Katie. I had to call Katie today, or not call her, voice message her. I said, hey, listen, I need you to share best tips on the team call. I understand I'm asking a lot from you lately, but listen, when you excel, this is what's required. So, and she was super generous and was like, of course I'll share. So we're going to hear from her and Rachel Griffin tonight about how they are using events to help in this area of duplication. So take it away, Katie.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm Katie Wiggins, if you don't know me. So I was asked just to share. I don't do a whole lot of virtual events. I hope to get into that just because my team is growing and we can't necessarily get in person as much, but I do a lot of in-person events. And a few questions that was brought to my attention is, how do I get the events on the calendar? I just plan it. That's the first step. Just put it on the calendar. And that I'm a goal setter, and I like to have things on my calendar. I put things from meeting with my team members, lunches with my team, and then events. And so I always try to put it maybe 2 weeks out. That way it gives us time to invite, gives us time to, build that value for the actual event. And just the excitement. I tell my whole team, whether they're in town or out of town, so they can invite, because everybody knows a lot of people. And if those people are around, they can come. So that is one thing that I do, that just get it on the calendar. Don't be afraid. Just get it on the calendar. That's your first step. And then you can start preparing for it. And that will help you get to that date on your calendar. Once you have it there, it's just like you have comfort and you're like, okay, now I just need to invite all the people. And then you tell your team and they invite all the people. Another thing I'm doing is just taking the action. I have big goals. I have a team that have a lot of goals. And so we're just taking the action to, if y'all see me looking down, I took notes, so I wouldn't forget anything. But we are just not backing down. We're setting the date, we're taking action and inviting all the people. And we don't just invite new prospects, y'all. We invite people that's already on the products and people that might be interested in the business, because this is going to intrigue them with, you know, what we have to say, because in person, we show so much more passion and so much more excitement. They see our posture and they see why we're here. And so it just intrigues people. It brings them in like, man, I want to know more. And so we, in our events, we try to do our presentation. Like we'll have a few people, like, say, I'll just give y'all a rundown on an event. We make sure our presentation is good. I always like to set a table, especially with our main products, Reset, Triplex, Ease, X Factor Plus, but I have all products on the table. And just samples of both, mainly the pink drink and maybe active and sometimes hydrate, and just have it out there so they have something to sample. That breaks the ice, y'all. That breaks the ice for people to try it, start the conversation. Like Christina said, it's all about culture. At our events, we're like, I'm a real talkative person, y'all. And so I don't let you get shy. I don't let you go to the corner. You're going to come to the group and we're going to talk and then you're going to make a friend. So when we do the presentation part, I'll start off, give my testimony, and then I'll go into what products I've taken. And then I might give a smidge of the opportunity for me. And so like our last one, I'll just use Amy as an example. Amy was one of the ones that was co-leading our last event with me. And she came in, told a testimony that's happened in her family and what the opportunity's done for her so far, because she's only been here a hot minute, y'all, and she is doing phenomenal. And then normally we have our great leader, Emily, and she brings in the end and tells her awesome testimony and tells about the opportunity. And if y'all ever have listened to Emily, she has so much passion and makes somebody want to dream again. So we mainly just put that out there. We want people to have a why and let them know that they have a dream. Because like me, I had a dream, but I didn't think it was going to be anywhere near what I could get to anytime soon. So then I don't know how much time I had.
You're doing great.
Okay. So with the event, we're all, like I just told you, we did the presentation and we leave the last few minutes for anybody to ask questions, for anybody to dig into if they want to ask more about the opportunity, if they want to talk to one of us one-on-one, and just make sure everybody knows why we're here and why we love, like for me, the opportunity is community all the way. And a lot of people know that, but it's like a lot of people are missing that. I didn't know I needed community, but I did. God knew. And so a lot of people are missing that as well. So we just always want to cast that vision to let them know that belief is there. A lot of times you can't show that on the phone. You can't show that in a text or a message or anything like that. When you're in person, that belief, for me, my belief is like sky high when I'm in person. And that's how I have a lot of people that believe in the opportunity now or believe into the products. And so I believe that because of doing this, it's built the culture on my team, because we do meet up for lunches. We do meet up for events. We try to involve everybody. We don't want anybody to be left out. And so people love that. And it don't even have to be in person. I know a lot of people are out of town or in other areas. You can do Zooms and have that connection as well, and phone calls, three-way calls, all the things. So my top tips for an in-person event would be set the date, have excitement about that day and just be contagious with it with your team. If you ain't showing no excitement for that event, they ain't going to invite nobody. So you've got to have the excitement for that event and just show it to your team and tell them to invite all. And don't just do it one day, and remind them every day. I'm real persistent, y'all. I don't give up on one day. I keep going. And then, like I said, have everyone inviting, and then just be prepared. And if you're prepared, it makes you confident. I wrote down, let's see. A lot of people will have that scarcity of speaking in front of people. That was me. I'm not a speaker in front of nobody. Y'all can tell I'm real country. So it has helped me have more belief in myself. The more times that I've gotten in front of people to speak, I've gotten more confident. Now I can ramble and I can get a little long, but I've tried to tone it down. My Emily is telling me I'm doing better. So I'm growing. So if practice helps you with experience, and experience will give you confidence. And that's what I have.
I love that. So first of all, I loved when you said step one, plan the event. People say, well, I want her to tell me when she wants to do it. You plan. Leaders are initiators. Leaders say, hey, listen, I've got this day open. I'm going to host an event. How do you feel about that? Love that. I like when you said, you've met your team for meals and stuff like that. Top tip, if you don't have a local team, I have friends who will do wine Wednesdays with their team on a Zoom, or they'll all do pizza in. Like everybody will order pizza around the country and then they bring their slice of pizza to their Zoom. So get creative, figure out where can we come and we can talk this thing through. I meet with some of my leaders after team call on Monday night, and that whole point of that event is to focus on duplication. What's your business conversations look like? And we can kind of dig into that. I loved when you said, keep the, when you continue to plan an event after an event after an event, keeps the intensity there. When your team has ownership in the event, they'll fill up the room. They'll fill up the room. I'm going to Wisconsin for an event. And listen, that team has ownership of making sure this event goes well. And people say, well, I don't want my team to have pressure. Listen, a little bit of healthy tension is really good. When I knew Brittany was going to be driving 3 hours to come here to do an event, let's say she was bringing Fallon with her, I knew how much money that car was earning per hour. And I was going to make sure my event was worth that. So you better believe we filled up the room. And listen, sometimes it took a lot of work, but we got it done. I also liked, last thing I wrote down that I thought you liked was you said, we don't just invite prospects. We're constantly trying to get happy product users in this community. And now some of you are thinking, yeah, but Katie, like she's higher up there in rank. We have been doing these events, you guys, from the time we were silvers. We didn't have high ranking rubies and jewels when we started. We were the team. And so we did events at silver. We did it at gold. We used to do a silver and above Christmas supper in my living room with a folding 6-foot white table. I'm not even kidding. So you can host an event whatever rank you're at, start hosting it. Start hosting right now. Okay, great job, Katie. Thank you so much. Guys, if y'all have questions, I have my chat open. We can ask questions at the end if there's something specific that you want to know from each person. All right, Rachel G, you on?
Yes.
Awesome. Take it away.
Okay. Hold on. Literally just press start on my 10-minute timer. Okay. So if y'all know me well, you know that we have to start with belief, because I didn't start doing events until I chose to believe in myself. So that's first. And I did say choose. It's an option. You can choose to believe in yourself. So that's first. When I started believing in myself, that allowed me to have some vision. And it's really hard to cast vision to other people unless you have it for yourself. And that also and this is huge, this also allowed me to be able to look at my sidelines who were being super successful, and instead of having the feelings that we sometimes have, I was able to look at them and go, what the heck are they doing over there? And then I could even message them, like Abby. I have messaged her multiple times, particularly about events, because I saw her doing things with her team and posting pictures and was like, I need to know how she does this. And so I started asking her, hey, tell me about this event you just had. And she gladly told me. So, all right. Also, go ahead and just get uncomfortable, like be okay with being uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's fine. I still get uncomfortable. And this is huge. Be interesting, because we want people to come to our events, right? So you have to be interesting. It doesn't mean you have to be loud and dance and obnoxious like me. You can be interesting without being a Rachel or a Katie. You can be a Brittany and be super interesting. So yeah, be yourself. And be willing to invest. So invest your time, invest your money, invest your gas, like be willing to drive to do these events. All right. So how do you get them to the event? Everyone loves prizes. So that's my first tip. That's investing money. That's investing in your business. Is it bribery? Maybe. Sure. But listen, as a teacher, did I bribe my students to pay attention when a special guest came to the school? Heck yes, I did. And guess what? It worked. So also, I still bribe my kids when we go to the doctor. Like, it works. So is it bribery? Maybe, but everybody loves a prize. So have a prize and advertise the prize. It could be, and it doesn't have to be huge, like samples. If you have extra product yourself, give away samples. If one of your 1 million cups that you have, one of your 1 million water bottles, the ones that you haven't used because you have so many, give one of those away. Like the gift cards, you can totally give things away, and it doesn't have to be super expensive. Go in with your team and do it. Let your team know how important events are. And listen, when you're talking to them, you have to be confident that if they get their people there, you can, one, share the products with them, but two, help them develop business builders under them, which goes into posture, which is later. So let them know this is super important, and storytell how events have been so important to you. Be excited, which Katie said too. So here's a hint that's been mentioned twice. Be excited about it. Also, hold people's hand a little. And Katie mentioned this too. You're not like sending out to your team that we're going to do this event and then not checking in with them until 2 days before the event. No, it's like a constant thing, like, hey, how are the invites going? How many RSVPs you got? Yeah, all the questions all the time. And it's okay, because you're holding their hand, you're helping them send out sample messages that you're using to invite people, all the things. And this is one I thought of last minute, and it's going to seem silly, but graphics, like, it doesn't take much time. And y'all, this is not my strength. Just ask April. It's a skill that I'm still working on, but make it bright, make it welcoming looking. You can put a picture of you on there, or you can put a picture of your team, or you don't have to have a picture. Just something bright and cheery, and it looks exciting. Think about when you go to a birthday party, it's exciting, it's fun looking. So make it interesting that way. Okay, another question Christina asked is about building belief and culture within your team. And this goes to posture that I mentioned earlier. And I struggled with this for a long time because I didn't have belief, but if you are confident in yourself, like I am a senior Ruby, so I know I can at least show someone how to get to senior Ruby. I also have been taking the products for 3 years, so I am confident I can help someone love their products. So I can convey that to my team and to new prospects. So if you have a confident posture, then things will start to happen for you. And also building belief in your team. So calling out your team's potential, like over and over and over. Think about your kids. When you don't just tell your kids you like something about them one time. No, I compliment Leah on how creative she is all the time, on how compassionate she is all the time. You have to continuously call out people's potential if you want to build a business with them. And last thing with this is lead in front of your team. You have absolutely got to show your team you leading. whether it's leading a pink drink party for them or an opportunity call or a vision casting Zoom. They need to see you leading because they know you. And so if they see you doing something, they're like, oh, okay, maybe I can do this. Okay. So here's some event ideas that I have done with my team over the last several months. Pink drink parties, which we've already mentioned. I've done them in person and I've done them virtually. We've done a team lunch, thanks to Christina being in town. And we met at the beach. It was fun. And then April showed up as a surprise. It was super fun. Momentum meetup. We did that. We did that at a coffee shop. I didn't even host it at my house, so I didn't have to kick Mark and my kids out. We did it at a coffee shop on the beach. It was super fun. The food was good and I didn't have to clean or cook. So it was a win-win. Next month, we have a Cinco de Mayo party coming up. And this one is going to be not just for business builders, it's for any happy product user. Just kind of as a thank you for trusting me with your health. And it's families. Like, so my house is not that big. So we'll see. Y'all are going to see how many people we can fit in my little 3-bedroom house. Chat parties I do. And I do that with, if I'm going to do a chat party, I'm not going to do it by myself. Like I'm going to have my whole team in. I'm like, hey, I'm doing a chat party. This is what I'm focusing on. Here's an invite all the people. I do lots of phone calls with my team and for myself. And I've started doing vision casting Zooms, which scare the heck out of me. But listen, there's somebody on this call that I did one with, and she's flying through the ranks. So it works, even if you feel like you don't know what you're doing. And opportunity events. You can do those on Zooms. You can meet for coffee. But just like Katie said, like you just got to schedule things. Once you get it on your calendar, you'll do it. Okay, that's it.
Good job. Let me ask you a question, because some people might be over there thinking, yeah, but you're Rachel, good for you. This is new. You choosing to lean into the discomfort of hosting events. Now, it's not new that I'm telling people that they should host events, but this is the new listening that Rachel adopted probably, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 months ago. Maybe before that. Once you decided, I'm going to no longer buck any part of this, whatever they're saying might be beneficial, I'm going to do. You decided to embrace. And what have been the results since then? Have you seen any kind of change in your business? Anything positive as a result of this? This is where if I were going to say, I told you so, I would say that, but I'm not that kind of person. So I would not say I told you so, but could you just tell everyone else so they know that I was right?
Well, I have a team, first of all.
Right.
That's big. Like I have a team and it's getting bigger. Like it's getting so big that I open my virtual office and I'm like, who the heck got to join today? Like, and I have to figure it out and go congratulate them. Like, I don't even know where these people are coming from. And it's amazing. So yeah.
I love that. So I say that so you guys know, like Bob Heilig says, when you begin to embrace the things that make you the most uncomfortable in this business, that is when your business will change. For some of you, it's events. For some of you, it's phone calls. You're going to have to figure out what that is, but that could be the catalyst to the next rank in your team. I loved when you said, I have decided to host vision casting calls and I'm doing parties and I'm doing this, I'm doing a Cinco de Mayo thing. What I love about some of what you said is their original ideas. You didn't wait on me to say, okay, I'm going to host a Cinco de Mayo party. And then you said, okay, I'm going to do one too. Like you're coming up with original ideas again, because leaders are initiators. And so guys, you don't have to wait for a Jewel to host a vision cast. You don't have to wait for a strategy call from one of us to impose that for you with your team. You guys can take ownership of your team. This is your team. Is it good to get ideas from people? Of course it is, but lead your team. If you have one person on your team, you're a leader. Lead them. Offer to do a chat party, even if you have no idea what to do. Do what Rachel did. Ask somebody who's doing it. Just don't ask me, because I'm not doing a chat party, but ask Rachel. She'll help you. Also, you're thinking, but I don't know what to say at an event. We didn't either. We memorized a triplex video, wrote it on index cards, and that's how we delivered the material. We didn't know either. Well, I can't ask people about Q&A. What if they ask me something I don't know? That's been us too. And we'll say, that's a great question. Let me do some research and I'll get some information sent your way. Guys, you're just going to have to lean in. You're going to know more than other people in the room about Plexus, and you're going to have to be okay with that. So memorize. You can memorize our triplex videos, memorize something, write some things down and give it a shot. Last thing I'll say, Terry Richardson went all in because I invited her to an event. It wasn't a pink drink party. It wasn't a sip and see. It was a team training at my house. I didn't know her. We weren't friends. I had met her at my husband's high school reunion, and he said, she will never do this with you. And I'm like, yeah, but if she did, I could help her be rich. I mean, I knew she could be great. And he's like, yeah, it will never happen. And I'm like, yeah, but she really likes all the people. Like, she is like the little fitness butterfly at this event. And I'm like, I'm going to invite her to an event. She might think I'm nuts, or she might come with a giant tray of barbecue and make best friends. And what part two is actually what happened. So if someone awkward like me can invite someone over the top like Terry, and she shows up and makes best friends with the whole team and then goes emerald in 90 days, isn't it worth it for me to have opened my home and had an event then? Guys, that event was at one of the lowest points in my business. One of the lowest points in my business that I had ever seen. You know what I was doing? It anyways. Hosting an event anyways. Lowest point in my business. Didn't matter. Decided to behave like the diamond I wanted to be one day. There was no way that I could have known what would have transpired. Host the events. Whatever you have to do, get creative with your team, and then go. Here's another thing. I said that was going to be the last thing. That was not the truth. This is now the truth. Saying things like, I don't have a local team to do events with. You can be very creative with a virtual team. And then you know what else you can do? Go create the local team. Go create it. People are there where you live. If you want a local team, go build one. Go build one. What that does is it then shows you how to empower your virtual team so that they can also create local teams. It's not that you have to love one more than the other. I have a great local team and I have a great virtual team. And you know what I'm doing now? I'm taking myself to my virtual teams so that I can then be local with them. And it's working out okay. So just get creative, guys. That's the biggest thing. Ownership of your team breeds creativity, create problems for yourself, and then you'll gain wisdom from it. So, all right, well, that's it. Thank you, girls, so much. I didn't see any questions in the chat. Emily, no, Terry. Okay. All right. Well, if y'all think of questions, drop them in the giveaway chat. We'll be glad to help them or help you with them. And we'll see y'all next week. Magic week, y'all. Magic week. Don't sleep on the potential for this week. I mean, you're allowed to sleep, but don't sleep on the potential for this week. Get all the people so that you get recruiting credits this week and retention credits next month. That's how you maximize a contest. Okay. All right. Adios. Bye.